In this demo, I'm going to show you how Alpha FMC are using the ManyWho platform to deliver a new kind of asset management process. First, I'm going to show you a portal. To get to the portal, I need to log in using Salesforce. And then I can get access to my sales data. But unlike standard Salesforce, you can see this view is much different from what you would normally expect to see. So in here I have my contacts, my accounts, my activities, and then a bunch of dashboards to help me make decisions from my day. I'm going to drill into my list of contacts. Here you can see I have a number of contacts available. I'm just going to go in and have a look at Julian Frere. Let's imagine, if we will, that we're setting up a meeting to meet with Julian Frere later today. In this view you can see we've got some basic contact information, an overview of conversations we've had, some statistics about Julian, levels of engagement, some of our product information, and meetings that we've had or are about to have. We can see here that the profile is about 75% complete and that we have the option to update it. So let's go in and update the data to see if we can add more information about Julian. So in here we've been asked a few extra questions to help us complete the profile. The idea here is that we don't ask the person to fill in the complete contact record, but rather ask them a few questions occasionally to slowly fill out the entire profile for this contact. Now that I've saved the profile information, you can see that the additional details have been added to the contact, and also that the profile completeness has jumped from 75 to 80%. And of course, all this data is in Salesforce, so if I go over to my Salesforce account and log in, I'll have a look at my contact information. You can see Julian is listed here as a recent contact, but I can also view all my contacts that you would have seen. Let's have a look at Julian, and you can see the profile completeness is 80, the role of financial advisor has been added, the interests in cricket, and the Twitter account. So really this portal is a very customized view of Salesforce that's been optimized for the asset management industry. Let me also have a look at my accounts. And you can see here I can also drill into any account and view information about them. Now let's go back to Julian and set up a meeting. So I'm going to click on the Set Up Meeting button, and I'm being prompted with a few key pieces of information. If there are any additional attendees, the time, and the location. And I also have the option to select from some products they may be interested in talking about. So again, what you're seeing is a view of Salesforce that's much more specialized to the asset management industry. Now the idea with a portal is it's something that you would use in the office. Now let's think about the experience of this salesperson out on the road. And in that situation, it's very likely they're going to be on their phone, not on a laptop computer. To illustrate this, I'll run the demonstration on an iPhone simulator on my desktop. We've configured Salesforce to notify ManyWho 30 minutes before the meeting, and that notification kicks off a workflow. The purpose of the workflow is to send the salesperson a text message with what we're going to call the client card, and I'll show you that now. You can see on the left the text messages that are being received on my phone, and on the right the actual view of the application. For the salesperson, they'll receive a text message indicating they have a meeting in 30 minutes, who it's with, and for what opportunity. In that text message is a link, and that link opens up the application you're seeing on the right. And the purpose of this application is to give the salesperson key account information they need before their meeting. For example, who they're meeting with and for what opportunity. And I can drill in to view the details of the opportunity and also have the application send me product information via email. More than that, I can use this application to get directions, which will open in Google Maps, and I can even send the account a notification that I'm running late. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'll send that to the same phone number. And you can imagine out on the road as a salesperson, this client card being delivered to you 30 minutes before your meeting would be very handy. But more than just sending opportunity information, sending text messages, I can also drill into the contact, open up their contact information, view previous tweets, and look at any previous meetings I've had with them. Now that I've been well prepared for the meeting, let's imagine what happens after the meeting. Now, just like the pre-meeting workflow that delivered us the client card, we have a post-meeting workflow. And just as before, Salesforce sends us a notification 15 minutes after the meeting is finished to kick off the workflow. Though unlike the client card workflow, we're not going to interact with it as an application. Instead, we're going to interact with it over text message. The idea here is to make it as simple as possible for the salesperson to get updated data back into Salesforce. The first text message is asking us how the meeting went, and if we spoke about one of the first product line items in the opportunity, and that's the Global Equity Income Fund. I'm going to say that yes, we did discuss it. This sends a message back to the workflow, and based on my response, constructs another question for the salesperson. In this case, I'm asked to rank how the meeting went. Now, because I've said 3, this is going to dictate the sales process that will be used. Because I've said 3, it's going to set up a task for me to follow up with the customer tomorrow and also to send out some additional product information. Each scaled grading will determine a different result. Now you can see it's asking me about the global multi-asset product. This was the second product line item in our opportunity. I'm going to say we didn't discuss it. And as before, this will execute a best practice sales process. In this case, it might remove this product line item from the opportunity. Now finally, we're being asked if we'd like to provide the meeting notes. So let's say yes, we'll do that now. And this will tell the workflow to call us.
Please record your meeting notes after the beep. Press the pound key when you're finished.
This is my meeting with Julian.
Please wait while we process your request.
And what you're hearing is the workflow talking to us using text-to-speech.
Thanks for the meeting notes. Goodbye.
And that completes the workflow for the salesperson. But what's incredible about this process is that the salesperson has to provide a minimal amount of information in order to drive a maximum amount of customer management. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the kinds of sales processes you can drive with the ManyWho platform.